Essex. Hope you're all safe and well. Excuse me. Right, we're going to read chapter 13 of our book, The London Eye Mystery, today. And it's called The Eye of the Hurricane. Chapter 13. Kat called out to us from the kitchen that we were wanted back in the living room. When we got there, Aunt Gloria had finished her brandy and was staring at the bottom of the glass, and her lips were turned down, which meant she was sad, and her eyebrows were hunched together, which meant she was also cross. Inspector Pearce rose to her feet and promised to let us know if there was any news. Then she said there was one last thing. Did Aunt Gloria have a photograph of Salim? Aunt Gloria took a credit card holder out of her handbag. I've only got this, she said. It's a bit old. The rest are in the photo albums. They're on their way to New York by sea freight. She handed the picture over. Your son is 13, you say? Aunt Gloria nodded. 14 in July. How old is he in this? 8, said Aunt Gloria. The inspector said the police would need something more up to date. Aunt Gloria said you can get something from his father when you contact him. I remember Salim's father only barely. He was an Indian man called Rashid, and he worked as a doctor. Aunt Gloria and he had divorced years ago. Shouldn't you call Rashid, Glo? Mum said. You never know. Salim might have gone there. It's possible. Aunt Gloria shook her head. Salim would never do that. Besides, Rashid and I are not on speaking terms. Salim goes over there every other weekend, and that's it. Inspector Pearce examined a knuckle on her hand as if there was something wrong with it, but I could see no cuts or bruises. And what did he think, your former husband, she said, about Salim and you going to New York? Aunt Gloria didn't reply. He must have said something about it. Not a lot. I said he could have Salim for 2 weeks at Christmas and in the summer. That seemed fine by him. There was another silence. Who knows, Aunt Gloria added. Maybe he does have something to do with this. That's what you're driving at, isn't it? Inspector Pearce tucked the snapshot into her pocket and didn't answer Aunt Gloria's question. This and your description will do for now. She stood up. This is my card with my direct phone number. I'll leave it here on the mantelpiece. If Salim comes home or gets in touch, or if you have any further thoughts, call me. Aunt Gloria shrugged and said nothing, but Dad said we would. Then he showed her and the other policeman to the front door and they left. I watched from the window as they got into a white and blue police car and drove away. Mum asked Kat to help her prepare some sandwiches. Aunt Gloria had another brandy. Dad came back and opened a bottle of wine. That made it just like Christmas evening, except it was getting late and it was still light outside and nobody was telling jokes or acting jolly. Do you mind if I smoke? Said Aunt Gloria. Nobody answered. She took the silence as permission and lit up a cigarette and sat puffing in silence, even after Kat put a plate with cheese and lettuce sandwiches on her lap. She stared into space, inhaling and exhaling. Apart from her arm travelling with the cigarette holder up to her lips on average every 12 seconds, she was still. It was a strange silence. I realised that ever since Aunt Gloria had arrived in our house, she'd hardly stopped talking or moving. Well, said Mum, after everybody had munched what they could of their sandwiches. Me, 2, Dad, 2, Mum 1, Kat, a half, Aunt Gloria, none. Well, said Dad. I almost expected him to say another fine mess again, but he didn't. How was work today, Ben? Mum said. It was a question she asked him every day. Work, said Dad. He shrugged. OK. The barracks is empty now and all locked up. The concrete crushers go in on Thursday. I've a new job on now, down Peckham Way. Peckham Way, said Mum. She didn't look that interested. Her eyes stared off into space. Peckham Rye. There was another long silence. Kat kept winding a strand of her hair around her little finger and then unwinding it. I wanted to ask her what she was trying to achieve, but she saw me looking at her and scrunched up her face. So instead I said, about Salim. Everyone started. I have some interesting theories which might... Hush, love, Mum said. This isn't the time for your theories. A deep silence fell on the living room after that. I heard the whir of the central heating. A kitchen tap dripped. Dad jangled some change in his pocket. I wonder what the silence was in weather terms. It was hardly the calm after the storm. Perhaps it was a calm in the centre of a storm, the eye of the hurricane. I imagined a whirlwind, dark and swift, and in the middle of it a gentle oval-shaped stillness, shaped like a bicycle wheel seen from an angle, the London Eye. Mum shuffled her feet. The central heating stopped whirring. Mum said it was time to go to bed. It's only 9 o'clock, Kat protested. Anyway, I'm here on the couch, remember? That's enough, Kat. Mum got up and walked over to the window and looked out. She drew the curtains. This once, you can sleep in Ted's room, on the Lilo, where Salim... She didn't finish her sentence. But we all did in our heads. Where Salim slept last night. Aunt Gloria gave a low moan and leaned over her drink as if she felt ill. We were all thinking the same thought. Where in this big, dark, dangerous city was Selim going to sleep tonight? That's the end of chapter 13. Chapter 14 is called 8 Theories. So I think Mr. Dunn will be reading chapter 14. I'm not sure. If not, it may be me. Who knows? Stay safe. Take care. Look after each other. We may be doing another cooking video very soon, but I will let you know. And we will see you soon. Bye, Year 6.